Do you know what rain brings? Asked a fair-haired boy to his desk neighbor. The student, to whom the question was addressed, leaned on his desk and literally stared at the school board. All of his attention was absorbed by the white piece of chalk deftly dancing in the hands of the teacher, creating intricate geometric shapes, whose names were printed on thick textbooks. "Are you not interested at all?" asked the friend. The boy, irritatedly clicking his tongue, tore his gaze away from the board and turned towards his classmate. "Listen, Jeremy," said the boy, trying to restrain his irritability. "If I answer your question, will you leave me alone?" Jeremy, pondering for a moment and weighing the pros and cons, finally nodded lightly, giving a positive answer to his friend. "All right," said the boy who had spoken to the fair-haired boy, adjusting his horn-rimmed glasses and then uttering "Sarah." "What?" Jeremy didn't understand the answer. "Sorrow comes with the rain." Jeremy's lips slowly crawled upward. He was clearly pleased with what he heard. The smile remained on his youthful face for a few more moments, until it finally disappeared. "Stop avoiding the obvious," said Jeremy. "You know what happened, and yet you continue to pretend as if nothing has happened." The first drops of rain sounded loud and clear. It's the kind of signal that warns of an inevitable catastrophe that will soon come crashing down and cover you from head to toe. At this fateful moment, the beating of the heart was in complete unison with the sound of the rain on the roof of the show. "I don't understand what you're talking about, Jeremy," said the boy, turning back to the teacher and continuing to follow the lesson. A sharp knock on the window sounded like a deafening gunshot. Both boys jerked in surprise, as if a current had passed through them. Directly outside the window, a contorted face stared intently at them, its cheek pressed against the glass. Pressed against the window, the face slowly slid down, emitting a disgusting, piercing screech. A wildly rotating, clouded eye scanned every student in the classroom before finally stopping on one of the desks. "Oliver, one of them. He's here. After us," Jeremy whispered quietly. The skinny shoulders of the glasses-wearing student trembled with a fine tremor, and his forehead was covered in sweat. With force, he parted his lips, releasing a stream of words directed straight at the fair-haired boy. "My name. Don't say it." The bony hands of the deformed creature outside the window flailed from side to side like whips. Its repulsive mouth opened, revealing a small number of teeth. Clap, clap, clap. Oliver turned around at the sound from the window. Another pair of eyes stared right at them, belonging to a creature the size of a child. It quietly tapped on the glass with its hooked finger, trying to get their attention. "You know," Jeremy said, "they come with the rain." Shivers ran down Oliver's spine. His hands shook on his desk, and his legs threatened to run for the door. He stood up and yelled to the class, "Hey, are you all blind and deaf? Can't you see what's happening?" But no one in the room paid attention to Oliver's screaming. Each of the students calmly copied what was on the board into their notebooks, and the teacher continued to explain the lesson. No one cared. Oliver walked painfully through the aisle between the desks, heading towards one of his school friends. Bam! With his peripheral vision, he saw another deformed face. It crawled up and down the window like a nauseating insect, leaving bloody streaks behind. "Don't look, don't look, don't look," Oliver repeated to himself as he approached one of his classmates' desks. The boy quickened his pace and finally caught up to the table he needed. "Jonathan," Oliver said with a choked voice. "It's me. Please look at me." The student with dark hair, holding a pencil between his fingers, moved it rapidly from side to side. Eventually, the pencil flew out of his hand and landed by the classroom exit. "Darn it, I'm done for," the boy said, and carefully stood up to retrieve his abandoned school item. "Jonathan, he can't hear you," Jeremy's voice came from behind. Tears welled up in Oliver's eyes and his lips trembled. He noisily breathed in through his nose in vain attempts to calm down, but it didn't help. No, no, please, Oliver begged. The boy wiped his tears with the sleeve of his shirt, but they kept streaming down his cheek, unabated. With trembling fingers, he adjusted his glasses, turned to the opposite desk, and swung his hand, hitting one of the students with all his might. His hand went through someone's head without encountering any obstacles. Why me? Why? You know why, Oliver, his desk mate said. It's all because of that truck driver. Now we're dead, and the dead can't be among the living. That's the rules. I understand. Oliver finished the sentence. I understand everything perfectly. I just can't accept it. Realizing his own fate knocked the ground from under his feet, plunging him deeper and deeper into the abyss of despair and all-consuming pain. He wanted to scream with all his might. He wanted to run. But all of this was useless and only brought him boundless suffering. The only thing left was to come to terms with it and give up. Walk out the door because you can't go through the glass and meet face to face with the same dead as you are. You can only deceive yourself, but you can't deceive the creatures outside the window. The ghosts outside finally stopped playing around. Now they just looked intently, watching what was happening. Sinister smiles slowly spread across their faces, stretching from ear to ear. Let's go, the fair-haired boy said, flying towards the exit. Our friends are already waiting for us.